Alrighty, we are going live. Hey everyone out there, how you doing? So good to see you. A little bit of delay. As soon as I hit the start stream button, I realized I needed to restart my computer. So hit stream, restarted the computer, and ran inside to get a glass of water. But now I'm here with you lovely people. It also means I had to close all my windows in order to get to this point. So, oh well. All right. So, how's everyone doing out there today? We are going to play around with the topic I've been meaning to play around with for a little while. It's called custom elements with VueJS. And the idea is I have an app. It's an older app, probably 3 some years old. And I really want to take it. All right, so let me explain this. It was early ASP.NET Core running an Angular 2 front end, but not like a SPA or single page application Angular 2 app. It was individual components that were Angular 2. And that whole entire app is a cluster. It's a pain in the butt to manage and maintain. And I really I need to move away from that to something a little bit better. The client in particular that I'm working with is their user base is 99.9% current generation browsers. That gives me an opportunity to use something like Vue, and I love VueJS, as a custom web component instead of a SPA wrapper. So I can go through and remove these different Angular 2 things I was supporting and replacing them with self-contained VueJS components. I've never done that before. I need to experiment with it. But what better way to experiment than with all you lovely people out there on the internet? So let's go ahead and see what we got. All right, so our screen is up. My follower count still is off. I'm actually at 181 followers. I'm not sure why that progress bar doesn't update automatically. No big deal. We'll just go ahead and move forward. So this is what I'm looking at: a VueJS web component wrapper, and the idea, I hope, is I should be able to build a small custom component, wrap it, and deploy it as kind of its own thing. I'm not sure exactly how that works, so that's why we're going to experiment now. Well, let's set up a test bed. Vue web component test. Nothing in there. All right, let's do some reading. So here's why I didn't really look at it before. It requires ES 2015 classes, so no Internet Explorer 11 or below. That's actually fine for me. I did some Google Analytics on my particular client I'm looking to support, and they're 0.43% Internet Explorer. Those people can go do something else. All right, if targeting browsers that natively support ES 2015, but not native web component, you'll need a polyfill. Okay, that's fine. This current app is so heavy anyway. Taking stuff out and then adding individual components with polyfills, it's not going to be a big deal. You might want to reconsider, so you'll be better off not using web components. All right. This file is the ES modules format. kind of wish this was a little bit better documented because I'm not quite sure exactly what we're doing to get started. So let's do a search on Vue Web Component Wrapper and see if someone wrote an article or something. How to create published web components with Vue CLI. Hey, that's good. Yep. You have a t-shirt. Don't care. All right, so let's do Vue create sample component. All right, let's manually select features. I'll do this in TypeScript. You know what? Yeah, I don't care. Excuse me. All right, that should be all fine. All fine. All good. All good. No. All right. I'm going to move my camera a little because I'm not quite centered in the frame. There we go. Installing CLI plugins. Take its sweet time. So I wanted to stream last week because I was in London for the week for NDC London. I did a talk on single page applications and with Vue with ASP.NET Core. Had a lot of fun. I had never been to London before, never been anywhere in the UK before. So I took my time. I was a tourist most of the week and then hung out at the conference a little bit. But it was a ton of fun. All right, let's open this up in VS Code. Let's check my... All right, my font should be good. I'm going to go ahead and remove some... I don't need all this stuff because we're not building an app per se. I don't need app.vue. Yep, I don't need that. I'm going to leave main because I think that is still used. We'll create a new file. We'll call it component.vue. And this component will just be a div. I'm going to put a little bit of logic in here, not a ton. Click number is equal to 0. And then I'm going to create a method called pclick. And pclick will set this, the click number plus plus. All right, I don't need this. Okay, so that's my component. Real simple, doesn't do much. I need to take this. All right, so we're going to update our MainJS. That's why I know I didn't want to delete it. replace all that. I don't have this installed because I don't think that gets in. Oh, maybe it does get installed by default. It is installed by default. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I want sample component from, actually it's just from source. I'll call this sample component. All right, so window custom elements define, sample component, custom element. Okay, all right, all right, all right. So here, actually what I want to do is I want to copy that command. I want to update my build right here. If I'm reading this correctly, we want to build a web component name sample component, and the entry point is MainJS. With your component now built, you or anyone can use it in a non-Vue project without any Vue code. I like this. Okay, this is going in the right direction. Well, let's do npm run build. This might have been a lot easier than I was expecting it to be. What? What? That's all? Sample component.js? Let's go see what this looks like. Alright, there's a whole bunch of crud in here. The one I really want is the min. Oh my gosh. How big is that file? Oh, it's right here. So, 2 kilobits. gzipped? That's tiny. That's not big at all. You still need Vue, which isn't a big deal. I can pull that down from a CDN. Actually, in our case, I'll probably just pull it over the internet. Let's go build a sample app that is unrelated. Sample dir. Nope, wrong one. Sample. So inside I want to touch index.html. Oh, that's right. I'm on a Windows machine. I don't have touch. That's all right. Let's open up VS Code in that directory. All right, let's open up index.html. There we go. So what I need to do is open this up in Explorer. I'm going into distribution. Oh, there's a demo HTML page. I didn't realize that. That's super useful. Oh, so there's actually a problem. It doesn't work. Can I read props of undefined? Well, I don't really have any props, so let me add props in there just in case. So in this example, okay, let's go ahead and rebuild that. So sample component, npm run build. All right, so I don't think that matters in this case. All right. No, that's not how that works. Let's rerun this again. Can I read property props of undefined? I'm not sure. All right, I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, let me not use the sample. Let me use the actual documentation. All right, import Vue, import web wrapper thingy, wrap. Okay. Wrap Vue and sample component. Okay. Export default. Give us a name. I don't think that matters. Window custom elements defined. Custom element. All props declared on the Vue component are exposed. Okay. Well, nothing necessarily changed there. npm run build. Okay. Well, when in doubt, copy the error and put it into all right, that's not what I want. All right. I love it when it says, so better documentation would be welcome. Okay, before I move on, let's take that example. That example says that instead of calling main, and we'll do sample component dot view, and we'll rerun this again. Okay, same difference. Oh, well, why is it not putting 0? Should put 0. Oh, it is putting 0. Never mind, I'm a dummy. All right, so let me put the on click, do p click. I was debugging the wrong problem. Oops. Oh well, no big deal. Oh my gosh, it works. Okay. This is kind of cool. So I have, if we look at the source for this, I'm pulling in Vue, so that's VueJS. It's VueJS 2.6. So pulling the latest version of Vue. Let's pull in our component, which is a whole bunch of Webpack crap. I'm still using Webpack, that's good. And I can, oh my gosh, I can do some cool stuff with this. So, all right. Can I make this smarter? All right, so what's random me? Is it? All right, here's what we're going to try. I want to pull in some fake data. So we're going to use Axios. So I'm going to go back out here. We'll do npm install save Axios. And that's just because I know Axios already. Now I want to import Axios from Axios. have the random user API. If you've never used it before, it's pretty cool. Puts a lot of stuff into the app. So we'll do created. And we'll say Axios dot get from URL, then result. Well, result. We can take all that out, and we'll add a random user is equal to nothing. Say this dot random user is equal to result dot body. Oh my gosh, I don't remember. Or data. Yeah, I think it's data. Yep, data. We'll alert. Okay, so when the app is created, we'll go to randomuser.me, get a random person, return them as random user, and then inside of our div, we'll say, well, really it's data.results 0 is the first user. So if this all works correctly, we'll have random user dot first, and then random user dot last. Okay, let's just see if that part works. npm run build. All right, a little bit larger executable because it now has Axios inside of it. Okay, so it returned results 0 -name. This is the only thing I'm thinking about is the development process for this kind of sucks. I wonder if you can do a dev server for this for testing. All right, we don't need that VS Code anymore. But what if we came in here and said serve just our sample component? Does this work? Well, no, crap. No, that is not working because it is not pulling the proper, well, it's pulling sample component, but it's not loading sample component. So, all right, well, all right, back to our other process. I'm sure there's a way to do the development server. I'm just not quite sure what to do. This is easy enough to try back and forth. I'm Hey! Oh my gosh! That's working. That's working really well. So then I can come in here and put in other information like what's inside. Email. And then I could do an image. So the source of the image is, so bind source to, it's been a while since I've done this. Random user dot, nope, that's not right. Random user dot picture dot large. Okay. Oh my gosh, it worked. Cannot read first of undefined. All right, what are you upset about? Oh, I know. It's because initially this needs to be like this first. And you know what? It's better if do this all inside of a big div and just say, well, be if random user I wonder if that'll work better. You know what? We can say random user dot name. Run that. Yep, that gets rid of it. So it's one of those cases where it doesn't load itself until the callback. We could make this, so we could add a, say be if, or be else. Like that. And then because I still have a full debug environment, so I can do testing on this. I can put a breakpoint on the result, run it, let me reset my breakpoint. So yeah, it says loading until everything loads successfully. This is a really good way to make self-contained little modules. I like this process a lot. Oh yeah. And it and this should work in older browsers as well. Well, so what happens if you were to well, thanks for the follow, Pritesh Verma. Greatly appreciated. What happens if we load this in an inferior browser? So nothing happens, obviously. syntax error. Component.js. So it breaks there. That's fine. I'm really okay with that. Let's go back over here. All right, I was talking about polyfills. So let's look at, can I use custom elements v1. And what's our support look like on this? So every current generation browser is. That's fine. Partial support. Autonomous custom elements, but not customized built-in elements. Not sure what that means. All right. So I use browser stack, and browser stack is supposed to come over here, log into it. Browser stack is supposed to have local testing, and I think it works with Edgium now successfully. We'll see. So let's go ahead and load. All right, local testing, enable local testing. I might have to do this in Chrome proper. Nothing wrong. It's Edgium is supposed to support all Chrome extensions. Just for some reason, this one doesn't work. Throws an error, but oh well, we'll figure it out. Okay, hold on. Moving you to another browser so I can log in. And I am logged out of my LastPass on this browser. That's okay. Good old two-factor auth. And sign in. Okay. Now let's give this another try. Finding the nearest cloud. Oh crap! The other thing I have to do is I have to get this running under a local port. Not a big deal. I should be able to do that with Python. Let me make sure I get local testing set up first. No, don't resolve. Alright. And it's got an old client. It's got an old client side on it, which isn't a big deal, but I fired him. Test your local folders. Yeah. Swift kick play. Sample component. There we go. Okay. All right, so it's working in Firefox. Cool. Let's switch the browser to Let's go to a Mac. And let's assume they're on... how far should I go back? Safari is the one that kind of gives me pause. All right, it's not supported in Safari 10. Which would be El Capitan? Folks out there watching, is it safe to assume that people are not running if they're still on El Capitan, they're probably not running Safari, right? They're probably running Firefox or Chrome, something that keeps himself up to date. All right, let's run this on the oldest version of Safari that I know is supposed to be supported. Folder. Go to demo. All right, it still works. Still works well. Like, that's exactly what I was expecting it to do. Let's try another browser. Like, what browser on here should I be actually concerned with? All right, Edge, good. Oh, poor Edge. Only has global 0% following. I use Edge. Edgeium is amazing. It's Chrome with all the Chrome crap. It's the best parts of Chrome without the worst parts of Chrome. The only drawback of using Edgeium is that it tries to use Bing as your search engine all the time. And for 75% of cases, that's not a big deal. But then there's this weird 25% where Edge will not, or Bing will not show you the right results that you're expecting. So you have to go to Google manually to get what you want. All right, Chrome. Not worried about Chrome for a while. Safari. It's working in Safari 10. All right, let's just try 9.1. This should not work, apparently. Let's go to my local testing. Open my demo. All right, yeah, it's not working. It's failing. Okay, that's expected. What else should I... Safari, iOS Safari? I'm not quite sure what this autonomous custom elements, but not customized built-in elements. I'm not sure what that means, and oh well. Not a big deal. Opera Mini, no one uses Opera. At least none of my clients, customers do. Android supported. The QQ browser? I don't think I've ever heard of that one, so I don't care. In KaiOS, don't care. They should really support it. Okay, so Firefox 72 doesn't support. Oh, that's deprecated. All right, so supports 79 supports it. Okay, I think we're good. I'm not worried from a support standpoint. It works in the browsers that I care about. Like if I go to iOS. Let's just assume worst case scenario. Someone's running on an iPhone 6 Let's say iPhone 6, right? Running Safari on iPhone 6. I'm not even quite sure how well this is going to work. Can I do local testing on this? I might not be able to. Optimizing for performance. All right, local testing. There we go. I've never done the local testing like this before, just pointing to a directory. That's working really well. It's thinking. All right. It'll make me type this in myself. So what is it? Kevin Griffin 2. Oh, there it goes. It just took a second. Kevin Griffin 2. Is this a real URL? No. Dot browser stack.com. I guess not. All right, so it's still thinking. I actually think in this case it's slow. I need to put. I wonder if there's a way to do a fall through. So if your browser doesn't support it, you can say, "Hey, you're not using a supported browser. Try something else." Actually, theoretically, right? Shouldn't you be able to say this browser is not supported? Excuse me. So then, I actually don't know if this is the case. So if I'm running this locally, this browser is not supported. This browser is not supported. Okay, so it works. Well. Oh. So it's technically there, but it's not there. It's showing just my component. I like that. I like that a lot. That works really well. All right, what's my dashboard look like over here? It's just being extremely slow. You see a little spinny ball up here in the corner. This is what, iPhone 5S? It's not a particularly fast machine, but this is just more or less testing the extent of how well this works. And I think we're pretty good. Has anyone out there done something like this with their apps, trying to build native web components that they then distribute with applications? And my specific use case for this is going to be inserting them into an ASP.NET Core app where I'm rendering most of my HTML with Razor, but then there are certain things that I don't want to try to do in Razor. I want them to just work in the browser natively. So that's where I'm going to insert these Vue custom components and have those do one very particular thing. And if that works, then we're going to, I'm going to take out all Angular. If I can get rid of Angular in this application completely, that would make me a happy person. All right, I'm giving up hope on this guy. Let's try one more time. And paste. Nope. Temp text. They're putting something into. All right, let's load our relaunching. I remember it's just slow. Try an iPhone 6 here in a second if that doesn't work. What's trending? iPhone 11 Pro. Jeez. What am I even running? This is iPhone 7? I think I have a 7 here. I forget because it's been, what, 2 years since I've upgraded. So that was iPhone 7 time, right? I feel like I should get a new phone. But then I also feel like there's nothing wrong with this phone. Should I upgrade? It's not necessarily broken. I have an iPhone 8. Okay, iPhone 8. Yeah. It feels fine. Feels like it does the job. All right, let's try this one more time. I'm kind of curious. All right, this browser is not supported. Okay. Now, let's try iPhone 6. Wait, was that a 6 I was on? Oh, no. Well, man. iPhone 6 is pretty old. Running Safari. I think it's understandable that if you're running on a browser that is... How old's the iPhone 6? iPhone 6 was released in 2014. Okay, September of 2014. I think it's understandable that a 6-year-old phone probably won't run a, quote, current generation app. All right, so let's bump up to... So this says it's running Safari 888. So 6S is running 9. What was the can I use on Safari mobile? iOS Safari. Yeah, all right. So I need at least 10.3. Hold on. I can't show you this stuff. I'm going to bring up analytics on Google Analytics on another page, another screen, and take a quick look at my audience. So I want to look at technology. I want to look at browser and OS. I'm going to look at an entire year of data. So we'll go back to February. We'll do February 1st of last year to February 1st of this year. We'll take a look at that. All right. 71% of my traffic is coming from Chrome. All right. So Chrome is a pretty Spitfire version. There's got to be no one running anything older than that. Can I dive down into the versions? Yep. So the oldest version on this list is, well, the newest version is 81. The oldest version is, holy cow. Well, this is over the past year or two. So one person using 40. 40? Chrome 40? How are you even running Chrome 40? Must be running Chromium 40. But it goes up to 48. I need to use 54, which was released in 2016. All right. And we'll adjust this to the last 30 days. That's going to be a slightly better number. So what, I need at least 54. Okay. We're talking what? So 5, 10. We're talking less than 50 users to this site. We're running Chrome 54, or I guess 53 and lower, which is not a huge deal in my case. I know Chrome. All right, so let's reset this view. Let's go back to. Okay, so I think I'm fine on Chrome. Chrome in app. I'm not quite sure what that means. All right, Safari. Let's look at Safari. All right, most Safari users are running 13, which is good. There's some just weird numbers in here. Like there's one version that's 538. There's no Chrome 538. 605, 604, 602. It's weird. Most are 13. Hey, Freestyle Coder rating 3 viewers. Welcome, folks. Hey, Freestyle, how you doing, bud? All right. For the folks joining us, thanks for the follow, Paula Streams. So those following, we are working with custom components using VueJS, and the general idea is I'm taking an older ASP.NET Core app that was originally built with Razor, and then sort of with a little bit of Angular sprinkled into the app. I don't want Angular in there anymore, so I want to rip the Angular out. And I want to replace it with Vue custom components. And right now we're just kind of playing around with, is this something I should consider just based off of general support for browsers. So I'm comparing the browser support custom elements to what my client site is actually doing. So sadly, I can't. Well, there's no good way to hide. Well, maybe I could do this. So let's go ahead and. Yeah. Let's leave it like this. What? You know what? All right. So I'm going through. I love the Pikachu alert as well. Thanks for that. All right, so we're going through and we're looking at versions, and right now I'm studying Safari. So Safari, anything greater than Safari 10.1 is good. And in my case, over the past 30 days, I've had maybe 3 people, 5 people that have used Safari that old. It's really not a concern, so we're not going to worry about that. Let's take a look at Firefox. Shouldn't be an issue either. So Firefox 63 or higher is what we're looking for. There are, so 9%, let's say 10% of my total user base is running Firefox. Okay. Of that, the majority are running 72, which is, yeah, the good version, or 71, 68, 70. So there's a couple that are using 59. Not supported by default, but can be enabled. It's a slightly older browser. So ideally, what I'm going to have to do in these cases, if I want to support this feature, I'm going to have some sort of way of saying, hey, your browser doesn't support this. Here's how you might be able to turn it on. And Graph, I do not want to buy followers. I want my followers all legit. I love my legit followers. So I'm hoping that the 183 followers I have right now are all legit. So if you're not, all right. Well, at least I know I didn't pay for them. Followinbot.com. No. So let's go back to Firefox. Okay, so Edge. So really, it's Chrome, Firefox, and Safari. Those are my big wells. Edge comes fourth. Opera comes fifth after that. I'm not really concerned with Opera support because we're looking at 115 people out of almost 20,000. Not a big deal. But of those, they're running 60. They're running a newer version of Opera that's even on this list. So I'm comfortable there. All right. Let's take a look at mobile. So mobile overview. Devices. Okay. So Apple iPhone. That does not narrow it down for me at all. All right, I guess I have to go back to browser and OS. Okay. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Amazon Silk. Someone's running on a Android browser. I think Android was pretty well supported. Android browser 76, which I think most people are probably running. All right, so there is this weird edge case where I'm going to have to support something else, which, yeah, oh well. I think I'll deal with that. I think it's such a low number anyway that the people that have issues, they can just use a different browser. Or we can work around other things. So let's talk about the polyfill, because I didn't install the polyfill. Shady DOM. That sounds dirty. A suite of polyfill supporting the web HTML component spec. And it's moved. All right, so which one did it say I need? I need Shady DOM plus custom elements polyfilled. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so is this available through CDN? Let's just start there. If I can run it through a CDN, you also load the code from CDN. Hey, let's copy that link. So let's come back in here. We'll add a script. Oh, I have preserved log. I'm like, why do I have so many API calls? Because the log's not clearing. Okay. Now I'm assuming. Let me do a full refresh on. Oh no, I don't need to. Okay, so it pulls the latest version of Web Components. Well, maybe. It's 0 bytes. I wonder if that's just because I don't need it. Let's go back over here to browser stack. What was my most frequently used? So let's go back to iPad 7. Well, hold on now. If I read that last thing correctly, this seems to say it should support IE 11 plus. If that polyfill, I didn't install the polyfills. Let me try this again with IE 11. No, I don't want to dual. No, the box. The box. There we go. This browser's not supported. Okay, well. Was blocked due to the MIME type mismatch. Oh, maybe I did something wrong here. Okay, well, I just copied the CDN link. Maybe I shouldn't have done it like that. All right, so this is, maybe that's what I wanted to do. That's a whole bunch of crap. All right, let's see if that changes anything. All right, I don't think I'm loading the polyfill correctly. I must be dumb. All right. So, all right, so here if I say type module, oh, maybe that's what I did wrong. Yeah, I had the browse in there accidentally. Not what I wanted. Okay. If I come back over here and do a refresh. Ooh. Let's take out type module. Excuse me. She looks familiar. Not quite sure where to place her, but she looks familiar. Okay, let's try this again. So this works. This will work in IE11 now. No. All right, let's clear our cache. Okay, so even with the polyfill, this part doesn't work. So the polyfill is loading. Yeah, polyfill is loading. Loads view, it loads the view. Yeah. But let's go back in here. Continue testing. Which this is iOS 10? Ooh, what version? What kind of device am I on? So it's 10. All right, let me change my device. Not everyone get excited. All right, so that was iOS 10. Let's go back to iOS 8. Local testing. Oh my gosh. Let's go to my sample page. Any minute now. Oh. I had just waited 5 more seconds. I know. I'm glad they put this little spinny bar all. Alright, come on. Like, I don't want to press a button because I don't want to. Yeah, alright, it's doing something. Well, I think it is. Up. Alright, just hit the refresh button. Alright, there we go. Demo. This browser is not supported. Okay. So I'm not sure if I did the polyfill wrong or for a best component, use web components loader. Okay. All right, let's try this. Let's try this mess right here. Because I'm pretty sure that was one of the files. Yeah. I wish this sucker had some logging. I would love to see a log that says, "Oh, you need polyfills. Let's go and do this mess." I could, yeah, and I could potentially write some code around this. I am fine using that synchronously because it's not a huge file. Am I familiar with the Bluetooth API? I am not, Ofex. It sounds like fun, though. What in particular are you trying to do? All right, well, then let's test this again. Nope. All right. So even, yeah, with even it not work. Yeah, all right. So I'm just going to commit that it won't work on IE11, and it probably won't work on iOS 9. Yeah, I think I'm fine with that. Let me try. I mean, but Chrome on that same browser. Display the battery level of your Bluetooth headphones on a simple page. That's a great question. I honestly don't know. What version of Chrome is that running? Oh. I waited too long. Okay. Let's try that. I don't know. Have you dove any into the API spec for it? Even then, I'm not even quite sure if that would work across multiple devices. Like I know iOS, it didn't work for you. Oh no. So this is the link that you dropped. Getting battery service. So this is where. Let's see. Is there a can I use for it? Bluetooth API. Which browser were you testing it in? According to this, it looks like it should only be supported in Chrome. Chrome and Opera. Yeah, it's experimental. I wonder if it's something you have to turn on as well. So it might be an option or flag that you have to. That'd be my first gut reaction is maybe it's, especially since it's experimental in consumer Chrome versions, it might not be turned on by default. Oh, that's not the one I want to talk to. Let's just look at this one. So API. And I don't remember which one you were trying to. All right, battery service. Battery service. Oh. Huh. All right, it's not good when it takes you to the spec. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. That's system's battery. That's not what you want. So this example is a little bit different. So this one, the request device is the same with options, but for options, it's instead of saying filters, services, heart rate, it's pulling filters. I'm sorry, optional services, battery service. I don't know if that means anything or not. Heck, I'd have to code this up as an example as well. Oh, let me get my browser back. All right. Come on, Chrome. Oh, there it goes. Man, this device is slow. It's a real device, but holy cow. What page is not available? Well, let's try that again. Go. Demo. This browser is not supported. And I don't have dev tools on this browser. All right. Well. Yeah. So iPhone 7 supports it. All right. I'm still comfortable with proceeding forward with this on my client site. I just need to make sure that I have good fallbacks when it doesn't. Well, how about this? It could be, the one case you get the real-time interaction, which is what people want if you're using a current browser that supports everything. If you don't have that, you got to fall back to just a plain HTML. Everything else works. I think that's what I'm probably going to end up doing. I'm not sure what. And I wish there was a way to tell if the polyfill was working. Safari 9 Plus. Yeah. Script type module. It's loading the element. Yeah. I think that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to do script type module and source, but that doesn't even work in Chrome or Edgeium. It fails. Why does it fail? Oh, cross origin. So if I was running this from what is it? Python-m simple HTTP server. Okay, so localhost 8000 / demo HTML. Interesting. Why? Oh, it's because I have the dot in there. Well, maybe not. Why is maybe that's just a simple HTTP server thing. Although we shouldn't be doing that. So if I take this module piece out, refresh, it works fine. Okay, it's when I add type module to it. Why, I have absolutely no idea. Okay, so let's change the use my local IP for, yeah. All right, so oh, that's not what I was expecting. BS. BS dash local. Safari does not currently support absolute URLs. Well, it's doing something. Oh. Okay, well now, just dumb thing. What if? Yeah, still doesn't work. Syntax error. Okay. Doc type expected. Oh, see, I didn't even realize that this is not a proper HTML setup. Not that it should matter, but it could, right? Waiting on host. Oh, I broke something. File not found. Oh, Dave icon. Navigation occurred. Demo HTML. Oop. All right. Some reason my server is broken. Let's. Well. All right. My server's locked up. Not sure how that happened. That's the problem with the Python simple HTTP server every now and then. It just gets to a point where it's like, no, I'm not going to respond to anything anymore. Might be out of date. I've never thought about trying to update it. Alright, PowerShell, let's kill Python. There we go. Let's load this back up. Okay, so that works. That works. That works. Okay. Browser's not supported. Okay. Where is my... Did I close browser? I closed my browser stack, didn't I? Oh, no, I didn't. All right, well, let's go back to iPhone 6. I'm jamming along to the chip tunes. Okay, let's try this again. So we'll say low. Jeez. Uh-oh. Broke it. Let's copy the URL. Paste. Go. Browser not supported, but I have DevTools. What does DevTools tell me? Unexpected keyboard const. I almost feel like some sort of Babel layer might be able to fix this. Huh. Well, so let's take a step back for a moment. Let's go back to Vue, doing this as Vue main.js. Let's rebuild this. Oh. I know, I was in the wrong folder. npm run build. Okay. And I really didn't. So let's say Python. Let's run. That's all right. So we'll go back in distribution. Run the simple server again. Okay, so that's running again. So we can come in here and all right, that works. That's good. That works. That does not work. That's expected. Oh, but. I lost my polyfill stuff. Oh, I forgot to copy out my polyfill link. Crap. Okay, well. Web component, there we go. So let's go ahead and do a source of the bundle. Wait, no, I don't want that. I want the loader. Then load view, then load sample component. And I'm loading synchronously. That's what I care about. Let's go ahead and put this back into an HTML wrapper. Oops. And this part I wouldn't have to do every time. All right. That all loads successfully. Well, it's big honking thingy. And that still doesn't work. Okay. Now, but let's go into still nothing. Yeah. I feel like it's not doing the transpiling correctly because I think unexpected keyword const is something that should be transpiled. I don't know. All right. Well, yeah, I actually learned a ton in this session, so I think we're doing pretty well. So I managed to figure out how the process of building a custom native VueJS component that would compile to web components. So it will work in 95% of current generation browsers out there. There's a weird 5% of browsers that just won't work. So I need some sort of fallback for those when that case occurs. But this is a pretty good starting point. I already have I have 3 big components in the client app that I want to convert to native web components. And I want to get rid of Angular. I think we're running Angular 4 now. So get rid of Angular 4, replace it with these little Vue tidbits, and hopefully everything will just magically work. That'd be the grand plan. But thank you, everyone, for hanging out with me today. It's been a lot of fun. And I'm going to try to jump back on. What's today? Today's Wednesday. I want to try to jump back on in the next day or two, do another stream. And no travel for a little while. So hopefully getting in here and playing around with a couple new ideas. A couple courses to build. So that's something I can do with you all. And I appreciate it. I will talk to you all later. Have a great day.